Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February 2017 general readings. And thank you so much for joining us here today. And welcome to any newcomers who are here for the first time. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and follow my YouTube channel, and for taking the time, those of you who do, to write in your feedback and your comments. They are very welcome and most appreciated. And some are very entertaining as well. To continue the thank you also to my regular clients for allowing me to be such a continuous part of your lives as they move forward, and for the feedback that you give me on a frequent basis, uh, and how those readings continue to play out in your lives. And just a general note of gratitude for those of you who uh, continue to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It is an honor and a pleasure always to read for you, and I'm grateful for the trust that you place in me to do so. And if any of you are interested in any personal reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, which will give you a little more information and detail, and my contact address, which is Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do a variety of types of readings and lengths of time, live or recorded. And particularly popular right around Valentine's Day is the Love Compatibility Spread. And I also offer a 12-month yearly overview, which you can do any time of the year because it simply covers 12 months from the time of the reading. But a lot of people, I get a lot of requests for it at the end of the year and the first few months of the new year. So if you're interested in that, just mention it in the email and we'll go from there. Current turnaround time, which I'm always asked about, is anywhere from a couple of days upwards of 2 weeks for personal readings. But since I do readings full time, 6 days a week, I'm usually able to get back with you quite quickly and almost always schedule a reading live or recorded within 2 weeks. Okay, moving right along. Remember to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well. You may find that they resonate for you a little more predictably than your primary sun sign, and just give you additional bits of clarity and insight because they're general readings. There's thousands of you watching, so of course they're not going to mean the same thing to the same degree and intensity for everyone watching. So try to watch all three, sun, moon, and rising, if you know them and if you can. So getting into this reading, this is for the air sign of Aquarius for February 2017 mid-month. Let us see what the remainder of February 2017 has in store for the air sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, the water bearers. What does the remainder of February look like for the air sign of Aquarius? Aquarius, February 2017, mid-month. Okay, Aquarius. We begin with the Star, followed by the Knight of Cups. That's a lovely, loving combination. The Six of Cups, followed by the Ace of Cups. The Hierophant, followed by Temperance. The Six of Swords, followed by the Emperor. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall crowning card, overall energy is Strength. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards out of 9. Strong energies of the divine, God, Spirit, your angels and guides, Aquarius. Looks like the fingers of the divine are strongly playing out in timing and orchestration over the next couple of weeks. Lots of very strong connection to the past. Some of you, this is going to be love relationship reading. Others of you, it's to do within a family dynamic situation. Some of you, it may be even with your father or a paternal figure with the Emperor. Of course, the story's going to split off in the specifics in different ways for different people. Let's begin. So we start with the energy of the Star card, followed by the Knight of Cups. Definitely a lot of emotional energy here because for the minor arcana cards, the pip cards, it's all cups, which is emotions and water, and one sword card. So lot of emotions underscoring the energy of this reading. So the star card, major arcana card, this is a beautiful card. It is a card of hope and faith and trust in the divine, trust in the path that you're on, playing out as it's meant to, divine timing and orchestration, and taking each step that appears in front of you, going down the path that it feels that's in front of you to walk, even if you're not sure of where it's leading, because you're on the right path. This is a card of kind of trusting in your gut instinct, your divine your intuition, which is really your connection to the divine. It's also a card about, kind of paying attention. There's a degree of intuition and spirituality with this, paying attention to any particular feelings or compulsions you have, paying attention to your dreams, but overall having hope and faith that the path in front of you, that the opportunity or what's occurring, because I think for some of you, this is an unexpected sort of thing coming in, a lot of you from the past, trusting that it's there for a reason and walking the steps that are in front of you to walk, and trusting that it leads to your joy and fulfillment, and that it is a blessing, and that things are unfolding as they're meant to, which is what this woman is doing by pouring her pitchers of water out. She's completely emptying her own reserves of water out into the body of water she's kneeling in, and she's doing it in perfect faith and confidence that her pitchers will be restored when she needs them, because the source is limitless and she trusts in that. She trusts that when she needs her water, it's going to be provided for her. It's also one of the cards of wish fulfillment, that you are on a path which, if it doesn't feel like that right now, it does lead to your ultimate joy and happiness, because that's what the divine really wants for us. And trusting that the path you're on is the one that you're meant to be on, and that everything is happening for a reason. It's meant to be happening. Now, what exactly are we referring to that's happening here? Well, the star card is paired with the Knight of Cups. So Cups is water energy. That's the element which governs the suit of Cups. So Cups is about that watery, mercurial world of our feelings, our emotional landscape, relationships, love. Knights are the bringers and the defenders of the tarot. Typically, Knights represent offers or opportunities, offering something being brought to you. And they also can represent the speed and energy at which a situation evolves, or how quickly or slowly it moves. The Nine of Cups would represent an offer, an offering, or an opportunity of love or emotional support. This could represent somebody. For most of you, it's something external coming into you, but for a smaller portion of you, it could be you, the one making this offering or reaching out. It could be somebody kind of expressing their feelings of love or emotional support for you. This could be in a love romantic sort of way, or it could be in a different type of love emotional support kind of way. So the Knight of Cups would represent an offer or an opportunity of love, of emotional support. Somebody kind of bearing their heart, revealing their feelings to you, letting you know how much they love you or care for you, offering you their cup of love, as it were, in a very romantic and idealistic sort of way. The Knight of Cups, out of all four of the knights, he's the dreamiest because he's governed by water, and he's the Knight of Cups. If the Knight of Cups has any challenge, it's sometimes in following through with what he promises in the heat of the moment, because he's an idealist. The Knight of Cups is in love with love itself, very poetic, dreamy energy. So this combination of cards, the Star and the Knight of Cups, it looks like somebody, Aquarius, is, if it's not you being the one to extend this to somebody else, somebody is expressing their feelings to you, and it's a very emotional sort of message. Somebody may be telling you how much they love you, giving you an opportunity, maybe asking you out, revealing their feelings for you. And this is something that it's happening because it's part of the plan on your path of life. That star card represents having hope and faith in what's unfolding, and trusting that it's for your good, it's for the greater good, it leads towards your joy and fulfillment. So it looks like somebody is offering you their cup of love. Some of you, this could be just emotional support or love of a different nature other than romance, but it's something coming in. It's an opportunity, and it feels very loving and very sincere. And there's a very strong connection to the past. This could be for some of you uh, an old partner from the past, an old love from the past. Some of you, this is not going to be relationship reading specifically in a personal, intimate relationship. Some of you, this is has something to do with your family, family dynamics, parents, childhood roots of origin, because we move next into the energy of the Six of Cups, followed by the Ace of Cups. So lots of emotional energy here. The Six of Cups is a card strongly associated with the past, reminiscence, nostalgia, looking back, childhood, parents, relatives, roots of origin, where you grew up. Sixes represent physical movement as well and travel sometimes. You also have the Six of Swords. Some of you could be traveling back to see parents, traveling back to see family, relatives, where you grew up, uh, uh, some connection with childhood. This does represent family, but on a whole, it does have this strong connection to the past, and it's accompanied by the Ace of Cups. So aces represent one, the start of something, a beginning of a new path. Seeds of something which, if planted and nurtured, have the potential to grow to their full manifestation, what they're actually meant to be. So this is new beginnings, new emotional beginnings. This is a beginnings of an emotional nature. For some of you, this is new love and romance or new emotional beginnings. Again, I'm getting this is going to be very different for some of you watching. Some of you, it's it's an old love from the past. Some of you may be traveling back to see parents. There may be a family reunion of some kind, or you may just be making a trip to see family. There is a paternal energy here with the Emperor. Some of you may be specifically going to see your father. Your father may, it may not be a specific celebration energy like a birthday or an anniversary or a family reunion. I'm saying that because I'm getting a message that some of you are going back to see your parents, but there's some energy around your father that he might maybe just getting to an age, he might be ill or just kind of being at an age where you want to spend as much time with him as you can. Um, some of you, this actually has to do with your father or paternal figure, some kind of, there's an energy of healing or reconciliation in this relationship with your father or a father figure. Uh, and I'm getting the specific story that there's somebody out there who's watching this video or going to be watching this video who has had a strained or has been estranged from their father. There's been some issues, and this reading for you is going to be about a healing of that. There's going to be some new beginnings. Some of you may be actually traveling to see your father to affect this, but it looks like there's going to be some healing of a rift or an estrangement between you and your father or father figure. So for some of you watching, that's what this is going to represent. For others of you, this is someone from your past coming back to reconcile with you, or you run into an old partner, old love from the past, and kind of the band starts playing again. There is a sense of coming back together, someone from your past popping up, and a very strong opportunity for new beginnings with this person as well. Some of you are going to be traveling back to see to where you grew up or traveling to go visit relatives or your parents. And while you're there, you meet someone from your past, a childhood sweetheart or something like that. And then the energy still proceeds the same from there. It's as if it's as if there was never all this distance in time because as soon as you come together again, the energy is still present right there. Now, next we move into the energy of pretty powerful combination, two major arcana cards. We have the Hierophant and Temperance. So the Hierophant is a card of convention, tradition, walking the prescribed path, social traditions. This can represent organized religion, large institutions, or corporations. It can represent belonging to a large group of people or kind of doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, sometimes with a sacrifice of a certain sacrifice of individuality or self-expression, but the payoff being that you have the safety and security of belonging to a group of people or belonging um, to an organization of some kind. Others of you, it's just the energy of the Hierophant, which this can also represent a spiritual or religious mentor of some kind. The Hierophant can sometimes represent marriage as well. Now, the Hierophant is paired with Temperance, which is a good pairing, actually. Temperance represents, well, temperance, patience, harmony, things being in balance, kind of finding your gravity, your center of gravity in an emotional way. Uh, no matter what's going on the outside, this enables you to stay emotionally grounded and focused and not lose your balance. It's a card of peace and acceptance as well. For some of you, and again, this goes back to those of you for whom this is something to do with your father, some father issues, or bringing having an opportunity of healing a rift between you and your father or father figure. There is a sense that there's a sense that you've come to this place of acceptance with. Um, your father or your family system. It could be just a cultural tradition foundation. I feel like some of you, there's been some difficulties in the past with perhaps the family foundation or cultural system that you come from, and you finally come to a point where you just are in kind of an acceptance with this energy that they are who they are, or he is who he is, and he's not going to change or they're not going to change, and it's just kind of a question of it feels as if you come to a point of acceptance. That's okay. They're who they are, and I'm who I am, and I'm not going to allow this to create distance or separation in the relationship anymore. I've come to a point of acceptance on it, and I'm going to do my part in healing as much as I'm able to. Some of you are going to be marrying your childhood sweetheart or getting engaged this month to your childhood sweetheart, someone from your past. Some of you are celebrating an anniversary with your partner this month, and you've been together for quite a long time. Some of you are being asked to have a certain amount of patience and temperance in a family system that you may be joining through marriage. It's an energy of kind of needing to just follow, for at least for the time being, the social traditions and customs while you're there or while you're involved in this, because that's just what you need to do at this present time. And it's kind of more of a temporary energy, just kind of going with the flow for the sake of peace. Overall, a sense of healing and harmony, particularly for those of you who for whom this reading resonates, because I'm getting a lot of different storylines here. There's a strong energy for a lot of you about healing a relationship or a connection from the past. There's a strong offer or opportunity to come back together and affect a healing, and this could be in terms of reconciliation and coming back together again, where this is a love romance based relationship or friendship, or healing family discord or conflict. And it could just be coming back together to have resolution and resolvement, and then separating and going your own ways, but with peace and harmony this time. But there is a strong sense of peace and healing, both with the energy of the Star card and these two cards at or towards the end of the month, which is the Six of Swords, followed by the Emperor. So Swords is air energy, your element, Aquarius. Swords is a mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. It's more coming from a place of the head over the heart. It's about words, ideas, how we communicate them, how we look at things, our belief systems and outlooks and perspectives. The Six of Swords represents it's transitional energy. It represents moving from a difficult or challenging time in your life into a time that's more peaceful and serene. There's a strong theme of peace and restoration and healing with the Six of Swords, but it's transitional, meaning that the worst is behind you, particularly for relationship issues. whatever was broken or conflictive or was negative, had a lot of drama in the past, you're coming out of that. The relationship is coming out of that. You're either reconciling, healing, or you're having some kind of mutual resolution, a closure on it, and you're moving towards a more peaceful time. You're not quite to the other shore yet, but you're actually moving towards there. So it's a progressive transitional energy card. The troubled, turbulent, chaotic waters are behind you, and you're moving into a time that's much more serene and placid. Um, Both with the Star card and the Six of Swords, there's a strong energy of healing and harmony, and bringing back together that which was broken. Um, Old wounds, I'm kind of getting. There's opportunities for old wounds to be healed. And again, for some of you, it's celebratory energy. You're celebrating anniversary, family reunions. It's a happy, peaceful sort of energy, and you're just kind of going with the flow. Some of you are repairing or reconciling some old family conflicts, dramas, issues. Some of you, it's more centered around the father. There's a sense of kind of acceptance, going with the flow, accepting people for who they are, and not expecting them to change for you, just you being who you are and they being who they are, and kind of accepting that, which is again what allows you to be able to build a bridge over this kind of this rift or this separation with this person or people from the past. So the Six of Swords is that transitional energy. You're moving through those emotions and that energy and that healing period over the next couple of weeks, and likely continuing on for some time further. The Emperor represents again structure, convention. You have a fair amount of that energy here, following social customs, traditions, being patient, harmony, kind of going with the flow. The Emperor is structure, perseverance, discipline, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, kind of following along with the game plan, with the rules, what everybody else is kind of doing, going along with the itinerary. Um, and that's actually part of a key point to bringing some resolution and some healing to a relationship which was broken. And this does not really have anything to do with people that are, like celebrating anniversaries and having family reunions. This is more for people who are healing a relationship, particularly around your father. Some of you, this could be entirely oriented around your father actually healing from physical illness. It could be that you're spending time with your father over the next couple of weeks, or maybe traveling to see him as he is recovering from an illness. And for those of you for whom that resonates, he is recovering from an illness. And I feel like if that's the case, he has been sick for some time, but he is healing from that. And it looks like perhaps some of you may be traveling to spend time with him and help him through the end of his recuperation period, or being his support and care person as well. Now, your crowning card, your overall energy and advice is Strength, another major arcana card. This also is a card of acceptance, of affecting and making the changes that you can, recognizing where you have the control and ability to make those changes, and living in acceptance of what you don't have any control over. It can be a card of self-acceptance and self-love, and it's a card of kind of facing your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, wrestling with your demons, making the taking control of what you can, and letting go of the rest. It's a gentler kind of strength. You can see that the woman has tamed the savage beast, this lion, uh, with love and acceptance. It hasn't been a forced aggressive energy, because of how loosely the chain is around his neck and, in fact, in her hands. And the lion is symbolic for fears, doubts, insecurities, demons that perhaps you're wrestling with. And it's about facing those, going through those, accepting what you cannot change, changing what you can, kind of like that serenity prayer, and the wisdom and strength and insight and clarity that you get from going through this process and coming out the other side. It's interesting because the specifics of how this plays out for those of you watching are very different. But I feel like those of you who are healing a family situation, conflict, drama, old wounds, or old arguments, I feel like I feel like you've come to a place of acceptance, and it's not so much about fixing things from the past as it is about letting things go. And it's not that you compromise or negotiate in sense of your own personal integrity, but it's more of a I just can't fix it. I can't figure it out. It's too old. Life is too short. I'm just going to offer my love, my support, tie a balloon string to all that stuff in the past and let it go so that we can move forward with the time we have left, and have some healing. So it really feels like. It really feels like for those of you for whom this reading resonates in that way, there's been a lot of personal growth and kind of evolution of your own soul and coming to this level of acceptance, and humility in a way. It's a lovely, lovely reading. Lots of peace, lots of healing, and lots of just leaving old things behind, leaving the past behind. Some of you, there's new stuff, new love, well, old love coming back from the past, and a rebirth of that as well. So plenty of happy energy here as well. So Aquarius, that pretty much wraps up your February 2017 mid-month reading. I hope you have enjoyed it, or at least that it hasn't confused you too much, that it's brought you a little bit, that you find it useful in some way. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the March 2017 general readings. And again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, please feel free to click on that little about button, and you can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.